Hello everyone, welcome to this module. This module is about network attack defense technologies. In this module, we are going to discuss the different types of network attacks and how we can defend our network and our infrastructure against those attacks. First of all, let's take a brief look at what are the different types of network attacks. As you can see in this slide, the network attacks can be of two types. Either we can have single packet attacks or we can have the traffic attacks. In single packet attacks, we can have scanning and snooping attacks, we can have malformed packet attacks, and we can have special packet attacks. We are going to look at all these in a lot more detail in the next few slides. If you look at the traffic attacks, there are two types of traffic attacks that target the network layer resources and the attacks that target the application layer resources or the application servers. So first of all, let's take a look at what traffic attacks are. Just a couple of slides about the traffic attacks. As you can see in this picture, generally traffic attacks are mostly called DDoS attacks as well, or denial of service attacks, where the primary purpose is to attack certain network or compute resource or server resources, so that they cannot provide normal services. The attackers send concurrent traffic or simultaneous large amounts of traffic to those resources, those network and server resources, and hence the network or the servers cannot provide the routine or the normal service that they are supposed to provide to their users. This is how the traffic attacks are carried out, and this is the purpose of the traffic attacks. So primarily they either consume all the network bandwidth or they consume all the server resources. If you look at the anatomy of a DDoS or a network attack or a traffic attack, you can see that the attacker has a master unit or a controller from where it activates multiple slaves, or sometimes these are also called zombies. They are activated simultaneously, and all the slaves, they simultaneously start transmitting traffic or sending traffic either towards a network or towards a server. And because all of them are simultaneously sending traffic to the servers or to the network or the server becomes choked, and they cannot provide regular services to the users, and the users are actually denied service by these attackers. That is why we call them denial of service attacks. And because these attacks are generated by the slaves or the zombies distributed across the internet, so we call these distributed denial of service attacks. We will look at the denial of service attacks in a lot more detail towards the end of this module. But before that, let's take a look at what single packet attacks are and what are the different types of single packet attacks. Single packet attacks, once again, they can also be denial of service attacks. However, the technique that is used in single packet attacks are that these packets actually exploit the different vulnerabilities of different servers, different operating systems, different protocols, and because of those vulnerabilities and because these attackers exploit those vulnerabilities, once again, the regular or the routine services cannot be provided by either the network or by those servers. So these single packet attacks are slightly different. They do not solely rely on generating a lot of traffic towards the network or towards the servers. They are actually more concerned, or they are more focused on exploiting the vulnerabilities of different systems. Let's look at the different types of single packets attack now. As first we looked at the different types of network attacks, which were single packet attacks or the traffic attacks. And if we look at the single packet attacks, there can be different types of single packet attacks. There are three major types of single packet attacks: scanning and snooping attacks, malformed packet attacks, or special packet attacks. If you look at the scanning and snooping attacks, you can have major types of major scanning and snooping attacks can be IP sweep attacks or port scan attacks. Similarly, Smurf attacks, land attacks, Fraggle IP fragment attack, etc. They are all types of malformed packet attacks. Similarly, large ICMP packet attack or ICMP redirection attacks, these attacks fall under the category of special packet attacks. First, we'll look at what are the scanning and snooping attacks, and we'll look at more detail the IP sweep attacks and the port scan attacks. Let's take a look at these attacks one by one. So, scanning and snooping attacks. The first scanning and snooping attack that we're going to discuss is the IP sweep attack. As you can see from the text on this slide, that IP sweep attacks basically are meant to find out which IP addresses actually exist in the network. What the attacker does is that the attacker sends a sequence of pings, and each ping packet or each ping traffic is going to check for different IP addresses. So a series of IP addresses are going to be sent ping packets, and whichever IP address responds to that ping packet, the attacker will know that this IP address exists, and then the attacker can try to attack that IP address. So if in case of IP sweep attacks, we can implement a defense mechanism whereby if a sequence of IP addresses are being pinged by the attacker, the firewall or the protection security device can detect that, and then it can stop the traffic or add the source address to the blacklist, and the traffic will be blocked from reaching the destinations. For that, first we enable the firewall blacklist command. We enable the blacklist by this command. Then we issue the command firewall defend IP sweep enable. We enable the IP sweep defense mechanism. Then we configure the maximum rate for IP sweep, that what is the maximum number of IP addresses that can be pinged in a single second. This threshold is by default 2000, but we've configured it here as 1000, so you can change this value. And then once the source IP address has been blacklisted, we can configure the timeout that for how many minutes this source IP is going to be blacklisted before it is allowed to send traffic again. So this is how we protect our network against the IP sweep attacks. Similarly, if you look at the port scan attacks, the port scan attacks are similar to IP sweep attacks, but in this case we are actually, or the attacker is actually checking for the ports that are open in the network. It is going to check whatever ports are open, and then it is going to try and attack those ports one by one. So what it does is that it tries to initiate connections to different TCP or UDP port numbers, and whichever port responds, the attacker would know that this particular port is open on the server, and then it can try to access the server using that port. So these are all kind of reconnaissance attacks which are meant to understand the vulnerabilities in the network or the loopholes in the network which can be exploited by the attackers. If you want to protect against this, once again, enable the blacklisting on the firewall, then enable the port scan, and then configure the rate and the timeout for the blacklist. This is how you protect. Using the command line interface, you can protect your network on the firewall against the IP sweep and the port scan attacks. We can also configure protection against the IP sweep and port scan attacks using the graphic user interface. So for example, if we go to policy and we go to attack defense, we look at the single packet attacks. We can configure the default action as discard, and we can enable protection against or defense against the IP sweep and port scanning, and then we can configure different values here for against these defense mechanism for IP sweep as well as for port scanning. In the next video, we are going to look at certain other types of single packet attacks, in which we are going to look at the Smurf attacks, the Fraggle attacks, the nuke attacks, etc. So I'll see you in the next video.